Have you ever walked into an old house and felt a distinct presence, or maybe heard a sound that you just couldn't explain away,
Right.
like a whisper of the past sort of lingering?
Oh, absolutely. That feeling is, it's unmistakable sometimes.
Well, today we're taking a deep dive into exactly that kind of chilling narrative. It's a compelling story titled Footsteps in the Empty House. We've explored this complete story script, and it's just so rich with atmosphere, mystery, and this really pervasive sense of human longing.
It really is.
And our mission today, it isn't just to, recount a ghost story. It's more about extracting the profound human insights that are woven into it.
Exactly. What's behind the haunting?
Right. We'll unravel what truly drives these kinds of tales, the echoes of grief, the power of isolation, and those desperate attempts to bridge the veil between worlds. So prepare yourself. We're going to enter Hawthorne Manor together, explore its chilling secrets, not just as some haunted house, but as a real crucible of human emotion.
And what's truly fascinating about this particular story is how it really dissects these profound human experiences. The consuming nature of grief, our innate pull towards the unknown, and, the often tragic unintended consequences when we try to control things we just don't understand.
That's a great point. It's not just about a haunting in the usual sense.
No, not at all. It actually makes us ask, what is a haunting, really? How much is perception, maybe a trick of the mind, versus something genuinely ethereal, a real lingering presence? We're going to follow this man, Jonathan Hale, into this abandoned mansion and discover what truly lurks within its decaying walls and, maybe more importantly, within its history.
Okay, so let's start by stepping into the quiet outskirts of this forgotten New England town, Hawthorne Manor.
Right.
Picture this, a sprawling Victorian relic. Its once grand facade is now just completely weathered by decades of neglect.
You can almost see it.
Yeah, vines are literally choking the wrought iron gates, windows staring out like empty eyes, reflecting nothing. It's been abandoned for over 30 years. A real monument to a forgotten past.
Quite the setting.
And into this scene steps Jonathan Hale, mid-40s, weary from city life. He's a freelance writer, kind of burdened by debt after a book deal fell through.
Ah, the relatable struggle.
Exactly. Inheriting this place from a distant uncle he never even met sounds like, a fresh start, a chance for solitude, maybe rebuild his life.
So he's hopeful initially.
Yeah, he dismisses the strange local rumors, small town gossip. But the moment that rusty lock turns, the door groans open. The air's just thick with mildew and old wood. He's looking for solitude, but what kind of quiet is he really going to find there?
That's such a crucial point. One of the insights here is how easily we dismiss the unseen, especially when we're desperate for that fresh start. Jonathan's initial skepticism, perfectly human. We all want to believe we can outrun our problems, find a clean slate. But Hawthorne Manor, it isn't just an empty house, is it? It's burdened by this very specific kind of violent history tied to this reclusive inventor, Elias Hawthorne.
The original owner.
Right. Whose attic experiments ended tragically in a fire that scarred the upper floors. The house, it becomes clear pretty quickly, offers a very different kind of quiet than he bargained for.
It's like the past isn't just waiting, it's actively asserting itself.
Precisely.
So Jonathan spends his first day trying to settle in, exploring these labyrinthine rooms, noting the huge stone fireplace, the peeling wallpaper, that faded grandeur.
Getting a lay of the land.
Yeah, but the attic, off limits for now. It's sealed behind a padlocked door. Charred edges are a stark reminder of that fire.
Ominous.
He settles into the master bedroom late that night, the glow of his laptop the only light. Around midnight, exhaustion finally kicks in, pulls him into this fitful sleep.
And then
the quiet he wanted is shattered. But it starts so subtly, it's almost imperceptible.
How so?
It starts with just a soft thud, like a footfall on the wooden floor above him. Jonathan stirs, eyes flutter open. He tries to dismiss it, house settling, maybe raccoons in the walls.
Rationalizing.
Totally rationalizing, trying to explain it away. But then it comes again. Thud, thud, slow. Deliberate footsteps, pacing back and forth in the hallway right outside his door.
Oh, that's much harder to ignore.
His heart quickens. He calls out, "Hello?" The footsteps pause. Then they just resume, fading towards the stairs.
Creepy.
He grabs his phone, uses the flashlight, scans the room, nothing. The door is locked from the inside. How does a rational mind even begin to cope when its own logic is just repeatedly undermined like that?
That's exactly where the narrative really gets under your skin, doesn't it? We're wired to find explanations. Jonathan's initial dismissal, raccoons, house noises, perfectly human, it's a coping mechanism.
Right.
But the story's genius is how it chips away at those defenses. Slowly, insidiously. It forces him and us to confront that uncomfortable truth that, well, some things just defy simple logic.
And it doesn't stop there.
No. The footsteps return twice more that night. Each time they get fainter, like an echo from another time. This gradual escalation is key. It allows the dread to really set in, transforming an inconvenience into a genuine haunting without any, big, unbelievable jump scares.
The next morning, sunlight streams in, seems to banish the night's unease. And Jonathan, trying to dismiss his fears as just city nerves, makes a classic mistake, doesn't he?
Oh, yes. What does he do?
He decides to confront the mystery, gets a crowbar, pries open that attic door.
Oh, boy.
A rush of stale air hits him, faint smell of smoke. The attic is this: treasure trove of forgotten relics. Dusty trunks, rusted mechanical contraptions that look like something out of a mad scientist's lab.
Wow.
And this large oak desk scarred by fire.
And on the desk.
He finds it, an old leather-bound journal. The entries are from the 1980s, penned in Elias Hawthorne's shaky hand.
The inventor himself.
Exactly. And what's truly chilling isn't just the dusty room, it's the raw desperation in one entry. October 15, 1987. The device works. I've bridged the veil.
Oh.
But she won't leave. Night after night, her footsteps haunt me. I must find a way to send her back. This isn't just about some mad scientist, is it? It's about a man consumed by this almost unbearable, solitary grief.
Exactly. The journal gives us this chilling window into the destructive power of unresolved grief. Elias isn't just trying to see his late wife, Amelia, who died in childbirth decades earlier, along with their baby.
Though tragic.
He's trying to control the past, to bring back what's irrevocably lost. He built this thing, called it the ethereal resonator, a machine to communicate with the dead.
Right.
And the story cleverly shows how that very impulse, fueled by sorrow, can inadvertently create its own haunting, not just for the dead, but for the living, too.
He thought he was seeking solace.
But he was actually forging a new chain, binding her spirit to this place. The journal even hints the fire wasn't an accident, but maybe Amelia's rage manifesting from this cruel tethering.
Wow. Despite that chilling entry, Jonathan tries to cling to rationality. He mutters superstitious nonsense, heading downstairs. But sometimes, denial just amplifies what's really there, doesn't it?
It often does, the more you push it away.
That night, the house truly makes its presence felt. The footsteps return. Louder this time. They start in the attic, descend the stairs, one by one, stopping right outside his bedroom door.
Oh, that's true.
Jonathan bolts upright, sweat beading on his forehead. He shouts, "This isn't funny," grabs his flashlight. The hallway is empty, but the air feels heavier, charged.
An unseen presence.
Yes. And then it happens. A whisper brushes his ear, faint, like wine through cracks, but unmistakably a woman's voice.
Leave.
Chills. Actual chills.
He freezes. Who's there? Show yourself. Silence. Heart pounding. Jonathan retreats, barricades his door with a chair.
Ugh.
Sleep. Impossible. The footsteps circle the house all night, pacing endlessly like they're searching for something lost.
That direct message must have been overwhelming. The hauntings moved beyond just an echo to a direct targeted warning.
And that shift from subtle, ambiguous sounds to a direct verbal warning, that's a critical turning point. The supernatural forces aren't passive anymore, not easily dismissed.
No way.
It forces Jonathan and us to really question any remaining rational explanations. When a voice whispers to you from an empty hallway, the psychological game changes completely. It's not just general unease anymore.
It's personal terror.
Exactly. It makes the haunting undeniable.
So by dawn, Jonathan is determined to get answers. His skepticism, completely gone, replaced by this desperate need to understand.
He has to know.
He drives into town, visits the local library, quaint building, creaking floors. The librarian, an elderly woman, Mrs. Abernathy, she eyes him curiously when he asks about Hawthorne Manor.
She knows the story.
Oh, does she ever? Her account is chilling. She tells him the place is cursed, they say. Elias Hawthorne was brilliant, but mad with grief after Amelia died.
Wow.
She confirms the whispers of Amelia's spirit trapped. She wanders the halls, refusing to let go. Anyone who stays, they hear her, and she doesn't like intruders.
So the local lore backs it up.
Completely. And to top it off, Jonathan finds old newspaper articles. They confirm Amelia Hawthorne's death at 28 during childbirth. The baby also died.
Devastating.
It documents Elias's withdrawal from the world and Get this, even mentions witnesses hearing footsteps in the empty house years after Elias disappeared. His body, by the way, was never found.
Never found. Adds another layer of mystery.
It all starts to fit together, right? This whole tapestry of tragic history.
Absolutely. And the collective memory of a town, even if it's rooted in what some might dismiss as gossip, often holds grains of truth, especially with profound local tragedies. Mrs. Abernethy's account, plus the newspaper clippings, it solidifies the supernatural explanation.
It's not just a ghost story anymore.
No, it becomes this deeply human drama of unresolved pain. A burden carried not just by the spirits, but by the community's memory, too.
And as night falls again, the dread builds. Jonathan, now seeking not just answers, but proof, maybe. He sets up his phone in the hallway to record audio.
Smart move.
Both, probably. The footsteps begin promptly at midnight. Rhythmic, insistent. This time Jonathan doesn't hide. Flashlight shaking in his hand, he creeps up the stairs to the attic, following the sound.
Towards the source.
The door is ajar, even though he'd locked it earlier. Inside, the room is frigid. He can see his breath, and the ethereal resonator, that hulking mass of wires and crystals, it's sitting in the corner, humming faintly, as if alive.
Oh, that's not good.
And then he sees her. There, in the moonlight filtering through a cracked window, stood a translucent figure.
Amelia.
A woman in a flowing white dress, her hair like dark rivers, eyes hollow with sorrow. Jonathan, his voice trembling, whispers, "Amelia." Her form wavers, and the room just fills with this overwhelming, palpable grief.
Wow. So he finally sees her.
Yeah.
And this is really the aha moment of the story, isn't it? A profound turning point. Jonathan's overwhelmed, not just by fear, but by her deep, consuming sorrow.
Be interesting.
He begins to understand her pain, Elias's desperate rituals, the terrible price of that fire that bound her here. She isn't presented as, like, purely malevolent.
No, she seems trapped.
Clearly trapped, viewing Jonathan not as a target for vengeance, but as just another intruder, another chain keeping her captive.
Her haunting isn't vengeful. It's this silent, desperate cry for release.
And that cry becomes literal. The footsteps echo around him, multiplying suddenly from all directions like the house itself is alive.
Whoa!
Objects rattle, books fall, desk drawers slam open. Jonathan backs away, but the door swings shut behind him. Trapped.
Okay, now it's getting intense.
And then the ghost's whisper becomes unmistakably clear. "Release me.
Release me!
In a flash of insight, Jonathan guesses it. The journal. Elias's final entry detailed how to dismantle the resonator to free her. A task Elias himself was too afraid, or maybe too attached to do.
Ah, so the solution was there all along.
Yeah. And here's where Jonathan becomes this unexpected hero. Not by fighting, but through understanding. Compassion, even.
He has to act. Wind whips through the attic, papers swirling. Jonathan lunges for the machine, hands shaking, yanking wire, smashing crystals. Sparks fly. A low wail fills the air. Amelia's cry, mixing pain and immense relief.
No.
Her form brightens, then begins to fade. Her footsteps slow, echo one last time down the stairs, out the front door, into the night. Silence. The house falls silent, truly empty for the first time in decades. Jonathan just collapses, exhausted, but alive.
That ending is incredibly powerful. It really transcends a typical horror story conclusion. Jonathan's act wasn't just about survival.
No, it felt like more.
It was an act of profound compassion, breaking that cycle of grief and haunting that had consumed both Elias and Amelia for decades. He essentially liberates two souls, doesn't he?
Yeah, Amelia, trapped by the ritual.
And Elias, trapped by his own inability to let go. The true terror wasn't really the ghost, but the unaddressed grief that fueled her entrapment in the first place.
So the aftermath. Jonathan gathers his things, leaves Hawthorne Manor, journal in his bag. He's got this story he knows no one would ever believe.
How could they?
But sometimes, on quiet nights, he swears he hears faint echoes, footsteps in the distance. Finally at peace. The house might be empty, but Jonathan, he's changed forever.
And that highlights the lasting effect of these kinds of encounters, doesn't it? Even after peace is brought to the house, the experience profoundly changes the person who witnessed it.
Definitely.
It's a testament to the idea that some stories, some energies, they leave an indelible mark. The world isn't quite the same for Jonathan after this. It reminds us that even in resolution, certain experiences just reshape our understanding of reality.
So what does this deep dive into footsteps in the empty house truly mean for us? I think it shows that some stories aren't just about what goes bump in the night, but about the deeply human emotions causing those bumps. Grief, obsession, isolation, that desperate, often misguided search for release.
Well put.
It makes you wonder, doesn't it, about the unspoken stories woven into the fabric of old places, or even the unresolved emotions that might echo in our own lives, just waiting for someone to finally listen and maybe help find peace.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it raises a really important question, I think. In a world with so much information bombarding us, what truly haunts us the most? Is it the spectral, the unknown presence in a dark room?
Or something.
Or is it the unaddressed grief and longing within our own hearts? Consider the idea that ghosts might sometimes be manifestations of deep, untended wounds, personal, historical.
That's a powerful thought.
How do we help ourselves or others find that sense of peace that Amelia finally found? How do we break those pervasive cycles of sorrow?
Maybe the next time you hear an unexplained creak or a whisper on the wind, perhaps you'll think of Amelia. Consider the story that might be longing to be told, or finally to be laid to rest. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.